And we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to an episode of Debates. I'm your fellow co-host Dibo, along with my other co-host Matt. Damn, this is my first mistake in a minute, bro.
Fumbled it.
I think I went like 15, 20 straight without fumbling. My fault, y'all.
All good. Unfortunate result, but I'm excited for this episode. You know, I'm notoriously saying that the NBA excites me more than the NFL, right? Or the NBA is more entertaining.
Yeah, it's been a long time debate for us too, for the longest, ever since we've made this podcast, and even longer, way longer than we even came up with this idea of lunch and debates.
Yeah, exactly. Almost why we created the podcast in a sense.
Exactly.
But one thing that I have to admit sometimes is that the NFL free agency is better than the NBA free agency.
Ooh. I don't. Bro, I don't think so. I really don't.
You don't think so?
I really don't. And that's
fair.
That's a good ass debate. That's a really good ass debate because I think the NFL with all the big free agency moves that have happened over the past few years, they're starting to catch up with the NBA.
True.
With entertainment value.
True. Because, well, it's interesting because NBA free agency was like KD and Kyrie going to Brooklyn, which was a crazy time, or KD going to the Warriors. And then NFL free agency is like trading for Russ, trading for Rodgers, Brady to the Bucks, all that kind of stuff. And they're both like league shifting moves. Watson. But they're all blockbuster. Like at least, but like I think the quantity in football is more.
Well, that's true because obviously compared to the NBA, the NFL has much bigger rosters,
True.
with it being 53-man rosters across the league. So yeah, that causes a lot of big moves to be announced, a lot more anticipation, excitement amongst fans. Which, by the way, as we're gonna talk about for this episode. Surprise, surprise, NFL free agency special, recapping days 1 and 2. Can't wait. But yeah, man, this is the excitement factor, like you said, with just the amount of quality moves being made around the NFL. It's exciting. It's very exciting. But I'm still gonna give the edge to the NBA just off the fact that I think with the people announcing said moves like Woj and Shams, it's more intriguing to look over. And just seeing how much money these major guys are getting paid, even the role players too, because NBA they treat their guys right more than the NFL, and that's largely due to NBA having fully guaranteed contracts compared to the NFL. With their contract negotiations, their players not getting fully guaranteed deals, but I just think the NBA has that edge in that aspect.
But a lot of the NBA contracts are not fully guaranteed anymore. Like
I won't say a lot. I think there's a few exceptions here and there.
Like Zion obviously, but that makes sense because of his injury.
CP3's one, Chris Paul's one too.
True, but they definitely underpay football players. Like the football players should not be more underpaid than NBA players in the sense that like the NFL produces way more revenue in a factor, and they're playing a much more dangerous sport. So but that's just opinion.
I know which sport doesn't pay their players right, and we've talked about this before. But hockey, man, NHL, I still gotta say it, bro. True. I still gotta say, like, how much money does the highest paid NHL player get yearly? I think around $15 million a year.
15 mil?
I think it's $15 million.
Oh, 15 mil for the highest paid player? That's actually not good. But
and they don't generate
a lot of revenue.
No, but think about the amount of contact these hockey players are taking, like night in, night out.
There was a player who passed away playing hockey, like maybe about a year ago.
I believe Daniel Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate how that went down.
Extremely unfortunate.
Yeah, but I believe it's $15 million a year. I'm certain.
15 million a
year. That's insane. And they play 82 games a season, just like the
Look
NBA.
at McDavid's contract. Look at McDavid or look at McKinnon's contract.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Yeah, Nathan McKinnon is the highest paid player in the NHL right now as of the 23-24 season, and his total compensation is $16.5 million a year.
This one is Connor McDavid contract with Edmonton Oilers is an 8-year deal worth $100 million.
8-year deal with $100 million.
So how much is that annually?
I think $12.5 million.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
$12.5 million a year.
Yeah, you're right.
That's chump
Quick math.
Bro, hey man, I'm still good at math, but back in elementary school, I was cooking, man.
Facts.
I remember finishing first and with the multiplication tables, man. Don't play with me.
Respect.
I
You wanna
like
to all the kids out there. You won't ever use the Pythagorean theorem. You won't ever use these weird ass formulas, but you will use addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division every day.
Bro, I hate the Pythagorean theorem so much, bro. And like tan, sine, cosine, bro.
Yeah.
Senior year. Well, it was junior.
And log.
Junior
You remember logarithms?
Log was so, bro. I was such a pain in the ass, bro. I was like, bro, like why am I learning this, man? Like why does it even matter that I know this stuff?
Yeah.
Like I got the basic math stuff down. Like my brain's like its own calculator, but like with this all this other extra shit, like bro, I can't. Like it's unneeded.
All right. You want to get into what you were telling me about? What you thought was all the commotion on Twitter?
Yes, Twitter, not just Twitter. Twitter, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Basketball right now, the discourse is at an all-time shit show. We done with the 90s? That's what people are saying right now, man. That's what I'm going to ask you.
I think it kind of shows the youth of the younger generation in a sense.
The youth. Well, you sound like an old head
The
saying
youth.
that.
And here's why.
Yeah,
I feel like they're going to do the same thing to LeBron one day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like they're going to do the same thing to LeBron one day. I think that you got to understand that eras are a thing. Eras are a thing. And if we're talking about, like, do I think the 2016 Warriors beat the 96 Bulls? Like, I'm taking the KD Warriors. I think that's 2018 Warriors.
Yeah.
Every day of the week. And, like, the players now are more talented than back then.
Yes.
But you have to be able to play in the current way. And, like, back then it wasn't jump shots. Nowadays it's jump shots. Back then it was bully ball and stuff like that, and it was more grit and grind, and it was a slower pace. It wasn't always up and down the court, and I think this era is like more athletic and stuff like that.
More pace and space, way more spacing too. Much more spacing.
But you just have to take errors into account. And so, do I think, like, if you're asking me, do I think LeBron's dominance in this era is more impressive in a sense?
All right, and we are back. Sorry, everyone, for the technical difficulties. We had a little issue with the recording software, and because of that, there was a little pause with the initial recording, but we are back. Everything's back to normal, and yeah, man, let's keep the show going.
Let's keep the show going. Well said. So we were talking about 90s ball, and we were talking about how even though, or at least I was saying, or proclaiming that even though you have to respect eras, like I think you can argue that some eras are more talented than other eras.
Yes.
But you still have to put respect on each era.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think right now in the current modern NBA, this is clearly the most talented era of basketball we have ever seen throughout the NBA's history.
Yeah.
But that's not gonna, hinder my eyesight to just seeing the greatness that the past players that have played in the league, just them doing their time back in the 90s, 80s, even in the very old times in the Bill Russell and Will Chamberlain heydays. Yeah. Like, these basketball players set the building blocks for today's players like a Luka, like, well, not really as current, but like Curry, LeBron, KD, Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, all those guys to thrive today.
Yeah.
Like, you have to respect the eras because we can't have today's game without the OGs that provided the materials, that provided the blueprint.
It's kind of weird how it only happens in the NBA though.
Yeah,
Like,
I've noticed that too because I think that's an issue with how the NBA markets itself as a
True.
league compared to the NFL because with the NFL, they like they're so serious about telling the history of the game and teaching its fans the past eras
Yeah.
because with NFL fans you don't see people shitting on Dan Marino or the Elways of the world like Mean Joe Greens. You don't see NFL fans shitting on the OGs. The NBA is completely different.
Yeah. No, but you say NFL. I think even soccer too. Like everybody still says Pele and Maradona are like some of the top players to ever play. Nobody
Cruyff.
doubts Steven Gerrard or Frank Lampard or any of those players. Like no matter the sport, like it seems like other than the NBA and basketball, all those sports respect the OGs. They respect the eras that helped develop it to the point where the game is.
Yeah, absolutely. And one example I can point at was, when the NBA did their 75th anniversary a couple years back, compared to the NFL when they did their 100th anniversary, that whole season, it was so bare bones. What did the NBA do? They had a few graphics showing like the graphics back in the older times, and they obviously had the 75 best players presented at the All-Star game during halftime. But you compare that with the NFL and what they did, it's completely different. It's a 9-day difference.
Yeah.
NFL had like round tables. They had all-time teams for every single position, all decade teams. They had countdowns for the top plays in NFL history, the top players, the top personalities, all of that stuff.
Yeah. And like every game, I feel like every game there's at least one like segment from commercial to the game, like where they show you like a history between the two teams. All the time. Whether it's I'm blanking, a senior moment, a former playoff matchup. Jesus.
Yeah, like playoff games, like moments that happen in said games,
Yes.
like the Immaculate Reception.
Yes.
Bro, you see that shit every single time for like, the NFL, them producing their own commercials.
Yeah.
They have that play every single year, every single season.
Yeah.
The Immaculate Reception, John Elway's helicopter run, like stuff like that.
All the time.
They like put into your mind every single season that yes, this was important, and don't you ever forget about that.
The OBJ catch.
That too. That was crazy. That was insane.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was a decade ago. Like about a decade ago. That was
Time
insane,
flies.
bro.
Time flies.
Man,
All right.
That's crazy.
But
We're getting old, man.
Let's talk about the NFL.
You
said the main segment was NFL free agency.
Yes. Recap.
And I had an event. It happened on NFL free agency, actually before any signing, but it wasn't a free agent move. It was Tee Higgins requesting a trade from the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh.
I want to hear your thoughts.
I don't blame him. Obviously, he wants to get paid, but for Cincinnati, obviously, if they were to trade Tee Higgins, you're missing out on one of the best aggressive catchers down the field in the entire league, one of the best contested catch guys, and just how the offense is a well-functioning machine, how the pass offense is so clinical when everybody's healthy within that lineup, like Burrow, Chase, and Tee Higgins. It's because of that in his element to make it spectacular.
Yeah, but if I'm Cincinnati, like, I'm not going to let him go, in a sense. Like, I understand, like, is there any chance he's going to hold out?
He might, because he wants his money. He got to get paid.
He's still getting paid, though.
I know exactly, but the extension long term. This is a bit the stability aspect of it.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. Then why doesn't Cincinnati at least do like a fully guaranteed, or not fully guaranteed, but front loaded guaranteed?
Front loaded guaranteed. I don't think that's not how that works because you got to focus on other aspects of the field too on both sides of the ball.
I mean, they do have Tyler Boyd, who he's a formidable.
I don't know I don't even know if they're gonna keep him as well. Chidobe Awuzie, he just left to Tennessee for a
He
bag.
did. I did see that. But like, how are they so short on cash? Because they lost Joe Mixon as well.
Yes.
So what other contracts do they have? They obviously
Burrow
have Burrow.
contract.
Yeah.
Burrow contract.
But like, what else?
Trey Hendrickson, Orlando Brown's got a cap hit. They also got to pay Jamar Chase his money too down the line.
Gotta lock him up. Let's not be ridiculous. I mean, what are you getting for Tee Higgins though? A first, third?
Not a first.
Second, maybe.
Be a second, most likely.
Definitely not first. Definitely not.
No,
first.
he's not. He's not the receiver where he can go for
first.
first.
If you were the Bengals, would you be aggressive with him and try to like trade him for a win now piece maybe?
That's the thing. His contract is near expiring.
But would you trade him and like maybe a Bengals first to get into the top 10? Would you do that if
him and a Bengals first?
Would you trade? Okay, hypothetical. If you're the Bengals, would you trade for the Cardinals pick to get Marvin Harrison? Would you trade Tee Higgins in the first? And would Arizona accept?
Tee Higgins and their first, so that's got to be in the mid. It's got to be like 15, pick 15. That's where they're at right now.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pick 15. I don't think that would be enough. I think they have to give up another first for next year. Because Marvin Harrison, you got to think, generational wide receiver talent. One of the best wide receiver prospects you've ever seen in recent memory.
It says, I think that they have the 18th pick.
The 18th?
But this might be wrong.
I know for a fact they're in the mid-teens.
Yeah.
They're in that range.
Yeah. I think you're right. It's like, tell me now, it's impossible to find. I was trying to Google it.
Nah, you got to go to I'm going on NFL.com. I know it's 15. It's got to be 15.
15.
Oh, no, 18. 18, my fault, 18. That's like, I was 3 picks off.
This shit was right.
My fault.
So 18.
Yeah, 18.
18.
That's not enough. Their first, the 18th pick, Tee Higgins, for the Cardinals for third, nah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not enough.
Yeah.
That's not enough, brother.
But, I mean, you could convince the Cardinals maybe that you get Kyler a wide receiver, fits the timeline, and then you can get another piece.
Wow. Okay, but if I were Arizona, why would I not get a wide receiver that has way more potential compared to Tee Higgins, and also is on a rookie deal? I mean, that I don't gotta pay him for 4 or 5 years.
I mean, no. I agree. I'm trying to play devil's advocate though.
No, I'm saying like I know like you're doing a good job at it right now too.
True. But I mean, because I'm the one saying like Bengals should at least try to make that trade, but I don't think Cardinals would accept.
No,
that
they wouldn't. They wouldn't at all.
But you think your Chiefs are gonna trade for Tee Higgins?
Oh hell no, nah. It's too much. It's too much to give up.
What's he gonna cost? We just did this for a second. A second and then Kadarius Toney, or he's a free agent.
No, we're not gonna trade. No one wants Kadarius Toney.
They could try to get it.
We're not trading Kadarius. We're not trading Kadarius Toney.
Would
no
you
one
trade,
wants him.
They're not gonna want MVS.
No, we can't trade any of our wide receivers.
Would you trade
other than Rice? But I don't want to trade Rice.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
No one's gonna get Clyde, bro, and he's not. He's a free agent right now.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
but they could take him. I actually like Chase Brown more than Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Chase Brown?
Yeah,
I'd take Chase Brown over him
for sure.
Like Clyde's not an every down running back. He's not an RB1.
No, he's
so
not.
I don't think they'd even be remotely interested. Let's see.
All right, but do you want to get
okay, but last year on Tee Higgins, he'd probably be in the 20-25 million a year range as a wide receiver per year. So near top 10.
Near top 10.
But that's also due to the rise in the cap space, which for this year the cap went up 30 mil.
But you guys low-key, but you did pay Chris Jones. You pay Chris Jones, so you don't have the money for
him. We don't got, bro, you know what? You know how much money, like, we don't have? Like, L'Jarius Sneed, we had to franchise tag him on a non-exclusive franchise tag. Sure. So he's probably going to be traded this offseason. No. I thought it was Detroit, but they got Carlton Davis, which we'll talk about him later.
All right. You want to hop into NFL free agency?
Yeah, let's officially get into this. So how we're gonna do this? First off, we're gonna have a little speed round. Right here, I have listed 10 of the biggest free agent re-signings. Meaning free agents going back to the original teams. And Matt, I got a challenge for you.
Yeah.
We're gonna go through 10 of these signings, and you gotta get this under a minute and 30.
Under a minute and 30.
Yes.
What do you mean get this?
You gotta talk about all the players on the list here.
Oh, okay.
Before a minute and 30 is over. I have a timer. I'm gonna have a timer on my phone. We're gonna do this
before a minute
one.
and 30 is over. Okay.
Yeah. Just to test your, analysis skills and not analysis, analyst skills.
Please.
Yeah. I thought it would be a little bit of fun we're going to have for this one because obviously there's a shit ton of signings and we don't have the time to go through every single one with great detail. So
true.
Just speed up the time.
True. But I think I could give some good opinions on this.
All
but right. Do you just want me to go through all of them or do you want to tell me about each one and I'll give a comment?
I can list the names like on the list I have and then you'll just go through them.
Bet. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right. Timer.
But you gotta go quick.
Huh?
You gotta go quick.
Then. I know.
Right,
I'm not gonna screw you over. Sweet. All right. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1. Start. Jalen Johnson to Chicago.
Great signing, really good contract, and I think that he's good. He's one of the best bright young corners in the league.
Your boy Kevin Dotson goes back to LA.
Great signing, good contract. I do like him a lot. He helped our offensive line a lot when everybody thought that they were going to be bad.
Justin Madubuike goes back to B-More.
Like this signing. Glad they paid you over Jadeveon Clowney so far.
The Bucs double whammy. Re-signed both Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans.
Like it for both.
My boy Chris Jones re-signs with us.
Chris Jones, class, three-peat might be on the way, but hopefully not.
From UArty Stone University, Bills re-signed Deion Dawkins.
One of the best left tackles in the league. Congratulations.
Landon Dickerson to the Eagles.
Good re-signing. Interested to see what the O-line looks like without Jason Kelsey.
Indy re-signs Michael Pittman.
Good re-sign. Want to see what he does with Anthony Richardson.
Last one, Seattle gets Leonard Williams.
Solid move. Adds veteranship to young defense. Or keeps the veteranship because he came during the trade deadline. What did we get?
16 seconds to spare.
That's class.
That's a good time. Well, you kind of cheated with the Baker and Mike Evans one. I'm not going to lie.
What did I say? Good move?
You kind of cheated. Yeah. I thought you were going to add a little bit more to that. But I'll give you it. You won.
I like both.
Mm-hmm.
I do like both. I'm a fan. You know I like Baker Mayfield.
Fair. I really like the contract on that, too. 3-year, $100 million for Baker's contract, $50 million guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to hinder them long term. And for what Baker did last year, it was very solid, very solid.
And I think that bringing back Mike Evans kind of ensures that contract won't be as bad as it won't have a big risk because with Mike Evans, the quarterback is always able to produce.
And for the PR aspect of the whole signing, because Mike Evans, arguably the greatest Tampa Bay Buccaneer of all time, probably a Hall of Famer. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But for sure, a Buccaneer legend. So to keep him for 2 more years with that contract, on great production, a very good signing.
Very good signing. But let's get into the next segment.
Yeah, let's talk about QBs.
Yeah.
The most valuable position in football, this entire sport. Shoot. No need to carry on with this introduction. Let's get straight into it. Atlanta, they signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, $180 million deal, $100 million guaranteed.
Very interesting move. Very, very interesting move. Kirk Cousins is a borderline top 10 quarterback every season.
Mm-hmm.
You could argue higher, you could argue lower, depending on the year. But he's a quarterback who's always been able to get the most out of like his talented weapons. And he's going to a team now with a pretty solid O-line, Bijan Robinson heading into his second year, Kyle Pitts, who is a super high potential tight end that just hasn't had quarterback play. And likewise, that hasn't had quarterback play is Drake London. And so you think that if all of them come together, if Raheem Morris can get the defense to play better, that maybe the Falcons can be a contender with this move?
I do see him as a contender if Kirk Cousins, remotely stays healthy and gets back to the previous form he had, which before he tore his Achilles, unfortunately, he was low-key getting to MVP talks. He was balling. I mean, that game against the Niners, I felt like that was one of the best performances a quarterback had that season.
Yeah, and it was without Justin Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that when you look at the contract, I'm actually like, do I like that it's 4 years and that he's coming off an Achilles injury and that he's
35.
Yeah, 35.
Well, so he's aging.
Thank you. But I don't. But 90% of it is guaranteed in the first 2 years.
Yeah, so it's heavily front-loaded.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a 2-year deal.
Correct. So from that aspect, I'm a fan of it. But from that aspect, I think that realistically, you have a 2 to 3 year window with this team.
Yeah, and you have to include the defense, them being much older than the offensive unit, which offensively, again, Bijan, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, you put them alongside Kirk, hypothetically. You know how Kirk loves giving his top options targets. We saw that in Minnesota with guys like Jettas and Diggs having consistent high yardage seasons with a lot of receptions.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's gonna be the exact same in Atlanta with his new team. But
who's the OC in Atlanta this year?
Zach Robinson.
Where's he from?
L.A. with I think McVay coaching tree.
So he left us?
Bro, this man's a fake fan. Bro, you exposed yourself.
I didn't even know he was with us.
Brother, you a fake fan. We caught this man. Bro, I've been knowing about you.
Nah.
He was he's been there. He was there since 2019 before he took the job with Atlanta. But previously last year he was the passing game coordinator / quarterbacks coach.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna know.
And you
I'm
didn't know. You didn't know. You
think Tyler would know that?
Yeah, lucky
about the Dolphins.
Tyler's main sport is basketball. It's hoops.
What is my main sport?
I understand basketball, but at the same time, you gotta be locked in.
I be locked in. I know.
I understand that.
I know my team's players.
I understand that, but it's your own team. You gotta know the coaches too. You gotta be locked in.
I know. I knew Raheem Morris went to the Falcons
as a defensive coordinator.
Well, head coach. He's the head coach there.
Raheem Morris?
Yeah.
As the head coach of the Rams.
No, for the Falcons now. He was the DC for the Rams.
Yeah, okay, so that doesn't count. Like, of course you got to know who the OC and DC are for your team.
Let's be real. The OC for the Rams is McVay. Let's be real.
Fair, but
is the OC for the Chiefs Bieniemy or not Bieniemy, but Matt Nagy?
Matt Nagy.
Or is it Reed?
He calls the plays, but you know, obviously the guy who takes the most blame and gets the most credit is obviously again Andy Reid.
Yeah, that's true. Should we move on to the next quarterback?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about Russ, Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
Dangerous.
What's the new saying gonna be? It's not gonna be "Let's ride."
Steelers Nation. Less milled. I think that's not the word. Let's build. No, not let's build.
Let's weld. No.
Well, no. I don't know, man.
Whatever.
But at the same time, the contract, a 1-year team-friendly deal. How do you feel?
I really like it for the contract. I'm interested to see what the Steelers do with like their draft pick. if they're going to go in the draft or if they're going to say this is a developmental year for Kenny Pickett. I don't think he's necessarily the right guy. No. My boss is a Steelers fan, and I was talking to him today about
Poor
this.
Him.
And he was telling me that, I'll tell you a Steelers fan thought. He was telling me that they brought in Russ on a 1-year deal to have Kenny Pickett develop.
Hell no.
That's his thing.
You bring Russell Wilson in to get you results.
Oh no, he thinks that Russ is gonna start.
I understand, but not for Kenny Pickett to develop, guys. I don't know. I don't see Kenny Pickett as the guy clearly in Pittsburgh. I think we've had a lot of tape and like statistics to say he's clearly not it as a quarterback, starting quarterback, especially in the NFL.
So his rationale, this is his rationale. It is that he says if it was a quarterback who like wasn't clutch and always lost or was great in the first 3 quarters and bad down the stretch, that give up on him. But he says that Kenny Pickett is clutch. Which Kenny Pickett has a lot of game-winning drives if you look statistically, but it's because it's like 13 to 10 game-winning drives. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, he's not the main reason why they won the game. It was the defense.
Exactly.
Going crazy. Like, I don't understand where he's coming from. Granted, I do homer that aspect.
True.
Obviously, him being a Yinzer, but
True.
No, he's not clutch at all.
He did have the game-winning drive against Ravens, but outside
against
of that,
Baltimore, game winner against the Raiders again. But no, he's not clutch.
He had 2 against Baltimore. Damn.
I think the latest one happened this year, right?
The one this year where the Ravens had like 7 drops in the game.
Yeah, that's that Steeler voodoo magic.
Yeah, and then the previous year in Baltimore.
Yeah,
but next move.
That was a good throw though. I'll give him that. On Sunday Night Football, the 90 years for the game. I'll give him that one.
Yeah. He's interesting.
Yeah, but on Russ, I don't see the scheme fit in an Arthur Smith type of offense where he mainly attacks the middle of the field. I don't know. Again, Kenny Pickett, obviously a major upgrade over Pickett.
Sure.
But will this be the determining factor to make the Steelers a real playoff contender? Hell no. They're going to finish around 9-10 games like they usually do. Defensively, they're going to bank on that with the run game as well, but it's not going to be a huge difference.
Yeah, it's going to be the same exact Steeler Bowl. I'm interested to see if George Pickens' antics on the sidelines get better or worse with Russ.
Nah, they're going to get better. I think on the Dibo, that connection, I think that's going to be really good.
True. Because, Cortland Sutton had great success with Russ on the Dibo.
Because of the Dibo. Yeah. And George Pickens, I think, obviously he's a much better receiver compared to Cortland Sutton. More explosive, too, as well. So I think that connection will be even greater.
Yeah. I'm interested to see. I feel like Pittsburgh had kind of a quiet free agency. Now, maybe, I don't know. So we'll see.
But they usually do. They're not the type of team that makes big splashy moves.
True. Or I guess this is their big splashy move. It definitely is. But great contract.
Yeah, very good contract.
Paid for by the Denver Broncos.
True. They take back $38 million of his contract, Denver.
Yeah. You got the Tobias Harris money.
Tobias Harris. Man. Tobias Harris. But next quarterback on the list, Gardner Minshew to Las Vegas.
I really like this move. I think Gardner Minshew is one of the better bridge quarterbacks in the NFL, and I think you saw it with Indianapolis last year that he basically had them basically to the last game of the season or in the last game of the season playing for a wild card spot, and I think with the Raiders roster right now, bringing in Christian Wilkins, which we'll get into, which I'm a big fan of. You still have a good core with Devontae Adams. You just got Michael Mayer and Colton Miller on the O-line. I think Gardner Minshew in this system, I think they have a good case for the second best team in the AFC West.
So what? That's going to get you 9 wins-ish?
Yeah. 9. They could sweep the Broncos.
Okay.
Maybe split with the Chiefs.
What? Fuck no.
They beat you this year.
That's me being a homer. My fault. Defensively. Again, are we gonna be as sloppy as we were this season?
That's true. I mean, but Antonio Pierce has a full summer now with the team.
What? So he's just gonna bank on Mahomes, just creating turnover-worthy plays just to win the game?
I mean, the defense was a lot better under him.
I understand that. It was an elite unit.
But are we going to bank on the Raiders' offense not getting like a single first down in the first quarter?
No. Minshew, he is a way more caliber quarterback than Aiden O'Connell. Yeah. But for my opinion with the signing, I'm not as big of a fan. Just with the Raiders, them being on a trajectory of them trying to win now with an aging roster and being heavy on the cap. But Minshew, I just think he's overrated when it comes to backup QBs within the league. I just don't see him being as good of a player compared to other backup QBs like a Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, I think
even in Andy Dalton too as well.
No,
I think what we saw in Indy when Minshew was mainly the starter for that year, it was a lot on Shane Steichen holding his hand. Because when you actually look at the tape and go back to the games played, Minshew, they weren't pushing the ball down the field. He wasn't comfortable inside the pocket, making a lot of plays where bigger plays were left off the field, big chunk plays were left off. He hindered the offense more than helped it, in my opinion, which for a backup quarterback, some people might say, yeah, that's expected, but if I'm paying a quarterback bridge-level money, I want more from my guy leading this unit. I really do.
True, but I just think I don't know. I mean, I think that since it's only a 2-year contract, like
I like that aspect of the deal. It's a 2-year, it's a 2-year contract that gives you enough time to find a capable enough young QB to learn on the bench and just grow from there.
And I don't know. I mean, I think he was probably a top 5 backup in the league. It's like him, Winston, Brissett.
I'll take Winston, Brissett.
I'm not taking Andy Dalton.
I would take Andy Dalton.
I'm not taking Andy Dalton.
I'd take Andy Dalton.
You can take Andy Dalton.
Okay, fair.
Who else you want to take?
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor's good.
Good.
I would take. Would I take Drew Lock? I would probably not take Drew Lock.
I'd take Minshew.
Yeah, I would probably not.
I'd take Minshew. No Bailey Zappi.
Nope.
No Mason Rudolph.
Nope.
Not Mike White.
Nope.
Not Trubisky. Not Snoop. Jake Browning.
Jake Browning. Jake Browning, I would have.
Jake Browning over Minshew?
Jake Browning for sure. Jake Browning was great. He beat the Vikings and the Jaguars.
It's QB wins is not an actual QB stat. You gotta look into that, man. I know.
That game
that's
against
your
the
point.
Bengals, they scored like 30+. The game against the Vikings, they scored like 30+ too.
That's a toss-up. That's a toss-up right there.
Jake Browning, okay. So then I have Jake Browning, you have Andy Dalton, so we're at 4. And then Minshew would be 5. I'm taking him over Sam Darnold.
Oh, it's Sam Darnold.
That's not even a debate in my head.
It's not even a debate. You're not a Sam Darnold believer?
No quarterback can be good on the Jets, but I take Minshew.
I understand where you're coming from. I understand that completely.
Who would you? I would.
Cooper Rush. I take Cooper Rush.
I was about to say Cooper Rush, but
I would. So that's 5 right there.
But Minshew, yeah, probably because Minshew didn't win with the Eagles, but I mean he did put up like 40, and they lost to the Cowboys.
And then the next game, he was
horrible,
really bad.
Saints.
Yeah, he was really bad.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Cooper Rush. So maybe it's top 6 then.
Yeah,
a top 6 QB.
Maybe Sam Howell because he might have a backup role as well. We haven't seen him in a backup role, but hypothetically, I put him over Minshew too.
Yeah, true. That's how. Yeah,
and Flacco too if he does still want to play.
No, I don't think Flacco's going to play. I think if Flacco was going to play, he would have re-signed to the Browns.
I think that's more on Cleveland, not trying to have to deal with Flacco, them re-signing him back again for one more year. So I just thought with Cleveland, they're thinking just why not get a higher level backup with Jameis just as a safety valve. Put him in our offense. If Deshaun plays better, gets injured again, much better than Flacco in my eyes. Just from their thinking with that move.
True.
All right, let's go to the next quarterback here. Sam Darnold going to the Minnesota Vikings on a 1-year, $10 million deal.
Don't like it. But it's like an incomplete in my head.
Incomplete?
Because this move is it's a 1-year deal because I don't think he's going to be there next year.
Depends on
his performance. But, like, I think that, I don't know. I could see them bringing in, like, a rookie. Like, if Penix is there, I would like Penix. I saw Alex said that in the group chat. I think Penix with this team would be nice. Bo Nix wouldn't be bad, but...
Initially, I thought Jason McCarthy.
No, I don't want to.
But,
I don't think Jason McCarthy's going to be good.
Again, like, hypothetically, Jason McCarthy's going to go in the first round at this point, in my eyes, because with how many teams are QB needy right now, or at least looking to get a young quarterback in the future. So they might just take that risk. I believe he's 22. He's around 22. Oh, 21.
Would you take Jaden Daniels or JJ McCarthy?
Would I take Jaden Daniels?
If Jaden Daniels falls.
Low-key, I take JJ McCarthy. If McDaniels goes down the list.
McCarthy, though?
I think McCarthy has more room to develop. And when you look at Jaden Daniels and his caliber of play, he's raw. Overall, as a quarterback, he has some explosiveness as a runner, obviously. But him being 24, that's a huge red flag just for how raw he is as a quarterback again.
I mean, yeah, the age aspect isn't great, but
yeah,
you also got to think about modern medicine.
Modern medicine.
I mean, because realistically, if your quarterback is going to be good, how long is your timeline in the NFL? It's probably while he's on that rookie contract, or like the first 2 years after the rookie contract.
Yeah.
So I think if they are 24, you might try to hit on their prime just being while they're still in their 20s.
But again, like, it's just as a passer with Jaden Daniels, I understand. Again, he's very explosive as a runner. I do understand that, but the aspects of him overall, again, as a passer, it's very raw. It's raw, and for him being 24, there is such a limited space for improvement compared to McCarthy, who I'm not the biggest fan of McCarthy, but I do understand that he has way more room to grow with his age being at 21.
21? I thought you said 22.
No, I checked it. It's 21.
Damn, he is young.
He turned 21 in January.
Damn, he is young.
Yeah.
But so you're gonna take him? He should not play.
No. I like the goal for this year, even for both, is that they're both not playing. Okay. If I have the chance.
Who was I about to ask about? When was Jordan Love? How old was Jordan Love when he got drafted?
How old was he when he got drafted?
Yeah.
I think 22. It had to be 21 or 22.
Then he needs to get drafted by a team that knows how to develop a quarterback. What if the Falcons take him?
Jaden Daniels?
No, JJ McCarthy. Have him sit behind Kirk first 2 years, then take over.
Again, but even if with the Kirk signing, I think Atlanta would be more towards like win now mode, them trying to maximize their ceiling with the Kirk Cousins at the helm.
Yeah, true, but Yeah, you're right.
Because they could go they could go edge. I got them taking a corner too. I think they really need corner with their defense right now.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. I think AJ Terrell left as well.
No, he didn't. He's still on the contract.
Who left the Falcons?
Corners.
Oh, Jeff Okudah.
Yeah, he went.
But that's not big loss. He wasn't good for them last year. I can't lie. Oh, but back to Sam Darnold. Not a huge fan. I'm interested to see if Justin Jefferson is down for waiting for a quarterback, or if he's gonna maybe request a trade.
He still hasn't signed his to an extension with Minnesota yet.
Well, he's gonna get paid regardless if he has a quarterback. But he has to, because he's gonna be the next best receiver for however many years, or at least a top 3 receiver for however many years. But you want to move on to the former Commanders quarterback?
Yeah, like Sam Darnold again. I have my doubts about him. Maybe with a Kevin O'Connell led unit, schematically, he can be a somewhat tolerable starting quarterback. But even with what we saw even in Carolina, when he was a starter in some spots, at his best, he was an average game manager. So I'm not sure, man. I'm really not with how with the signing and what they want to do with Sam Darnold at the helm.
Yeah.
Like if McCarthy's available, which I doubt he is, I would look to getting him in the first round if I were Minnesota. Even if that's not possible, waiting until day 2, day 3 to pick up a guy like Penix Jr.
Penix Jr. Darnold for $10 million. Is there any chance that they play the long game? And wait till next year?
No.
Maybe next year's free agency or next year's draft?
No, I don't see it. No. No.
All right, fair. But are you cool if we move on to Jacoby Brissett?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's go.
So Jacoby Brissett signed to the New England Patriots. Tell me your thoughts.
I like the move.
You like the move?
I'm high on Brissett as a bridge quarterback, and I think with him being reunited with Alex Van Pelt within their coaching staff, I think that it's a good signing at the quarterback position.
Yeah, bringing in the former Patriot culture guy, he's gonna set the tone.
Yeah, and a great locker room guy as well.
Yeah, and especially if you do take a quarterback this year, or if you wait till next year, he's going to be a good mentor for that quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a fan of the move. What do you think about a perspective of why bring in Brissett and get 7 or 8 wins, 6 or 7, like 6, 7, 8 wins? What do you think about people who say that versus just bottom out?
Because the National Football League is not the NBA, and the NFL, the average NFL player lifespan is much shorter. So,
yeah. And you gotta build culture.
Yes,
you gotta build culture.
Yeah,
especially
that matters way more.
Especially Belichick. Belichick not gonna waste any time, even though he's not there.
Yeah, after a dynasty and your legacy coach being gone, I'm sorry. Like, how long are they gonna wait for a rebuild?
True.
Is what it is.
True. You're right. Next one.
Yeah, and it's the last one on the QB's list. Again, your boy Drew Lock to the Giants, 1 year, $5 million deal.
Should I do it?
Do that shit.
Do that shit.
Yeah.
Put the backpack on?
Yeah. You like the pickup?
It's cool.
Do you think he got any chance of being the starter over Daniel Jones?
Yeah.
Because you know for a fact they're gonna move on from him regardless.
Crazy thing. The Giants decided to pay Daniel Jones $5 million less annually than Patrick Mahomes, and Giants fans were telling me how it was a good contract.
Yeah, I going back to when they made that deal last year, I wasn't a big fan at all, having him wrapped up long term with that contract. Now I do understand the guaranteed money is not as large, which that's the saving grace of the whole deal. But at the same time, signing a guy like Daniel Jones long term as your franchise quarterback for 4 years, I didn't understand that. And I was a huge Daniel Jones guy that whole season. You remember Matt, right?
Yeah. No, for sure, yeah. Vanilla Vic.
Yeah, but at the same time, paying your quarterback franchise QB money where he only had one season where he was at best average with a heavily protected scheme within that Dibo offense.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all.
Especially because of what was going on with Saquon. And like obviously he left now because they just didn't even offer him this offseason. Like they just never wanted to pay him.
I don't understand Giants fans too. Why Saquon said he's a Giant for life and he's a traitor. He left us like that. Bro, the team didn't give him a contract. Yeah, he had no choice.
The only person they didn't hate on was OBJ.
No, they hate OBJ.
When he went to the Cleveland, they were still like, you're always a blue.
Hell no.
Yes, they were.
Hell no. You don't, bro. You got a foggy memory. I don't remember that happening. That was the opposite.
No way.
That man wanted out of New York.
You think?
That's the opposite. Yes.
He literally was tweeting that he still loves New York.
Does New York love him?
Remember when he was teasing about the Jets? New York wanted
That's not the same thing.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's the same thing.
Is it the same jersey, colored jersey? No.
No.
It's not. Exactly. All right.
It's the same. It's the same thing.
No, it's not, bro. But we gotta move on to our next segment.
Yeah.
And the running backs. This has been the craziest free agency offseason for running backs, period. Like the amount of signings we've seen from that position.
Yeah.
So I decided to have I decided to give the running backs some more love to have their own segment for our episode.
Yeah.
So let's go through all these. Starting with the most recent one, Derrick Henry to the Baltimore Ravens on a 2-year, $16 million deal.
I like it. I like it a lot. It gives the Ravens a lot of looks because you have the best rushing quarterback in the NFL, and you have it's probably a top 3 rushing running back with a great O-line. And Derrick Henry's consistently been a 1,000-yard rusher, although it is like largely inflated due to touches and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's been doing it behind a not so talented offensive line, and now he's going to have one of the best units. And the way that the Ravens running backs work in their rotations, whether J.K. Dobbins comes back or Keaton Mitchell will be back, he's not going to get overworked, and he'll be fresher for playoffs, and he'll be able to help them. But I would have preferred – I mean, I like the signing, let me say that, but I would have preferred maybe spending the money to get a wide receiver.
I mean, it's not that expensive of a deal.
No, it's not bad.
Only $9 million guaranteed, so they still have the room to get another capable receiver.
They
on
could
the outside.
draft one, realistically, but I don't think they will. I think they'll take corner as well.
No, I think from the perspective of their front office, with them trying to get a wide receiver in the past, like a Rashad Bateman, and failing in that aspect, I just think they'll go more of the OBJ route and get a more experienced wide receiver.
Unfortunately,
to pair alongside Zay Flowers.
Unfortunately, the Bengals. Zay Flowers will develop. But they need somebody like OBJ hasn't worked out for them either.
Yeah, they just need a consistent separator and just someone that can, when the lights are bright and when it's third down and you need someone to get open.
Unfortunately, the Ravens won't get Tee Higgins because Bengals not trading him.
No, I don't think Tee Higgins would be that great of a fit in Baltimore anyway. From that.
Yeah, but he'd be the most talented wide receiver.
No, I understand that, and I know you've been gassing up Tee Higgins for the longest time too. Like that's your boy, but
I think Tee Higgins is good.
For their team personally, I just don't see it.
I think Tee Higgins is nice. You saw that catch against Minnesota.
I did see the catch. That was a sick ass catch. Yeah.
But let's move on to the next move.
Next running back, a trade actually, Joe Mixon to the Houston Texans. Damn, why am I blanking?
Do you know what the trade was for?
I know what the trade was for. I don't got my notes because they for like hours. I try to look on like Google and stuff like that and ask to see the compensation, but it's a 7th round pick.
Second or
seventh?
Seventh.
So since he gets they get back a 7th rounder from Houston.
I like the move for the Texans. You still have C.J. Stroud. He's obviously on his rookie contract. Same with most of your receivers. So bringing in a veteran in a skill position, like he can mentor those guys. Plus, his contract isn't going to overpower you, and he fills a position of need. And he showed last season that he's very capable.
It's a fine signing. While Mixon, his overall ability has declined. He doesn't have the same pop and athleticism that he used to have at the start of his career.
No.
But compared to a Devin Singletary and a Dameon Pierce, I think it's a bit of an upgrade, having a more veteran presence and a guy that can catch out the backfield consistently and be a consistent rushing threat.
How many years are left on his contract? Like 2?
On his contract?
2 or 3?
1 year. 1 year. Yeah,
1 year franchise or 1 year, and then they'll either draft one or franchise tag him.
They could draft one like this year too.
True.
It's possible, yeah.
True.
Because Dameon Pierce, they're probably gonna move on from him soon too. He doesn't fit the scheme really.
No, he doesn't.
Nah,
he doesn't. What ideal running back next to C.J. Stroud? Who do you think it is?
Like hypothetically?
Yeah, hypothetically.
I love Kyron Williams.
Get the fuck out of here, though.
No, I'm just saying,
I
like
hypothetically though.
No, I'm saying like in that zone scheme, I think he fit perfectly.
I think Jahmyr Gibbs would be nice too.
Yeah,
but that's like a big name.
I mean, for Gibbs and Williams, they're on teams that run way more gap runs than zone, but those are two perfect running backs to fit within a zone run scheme.
Yeah. Let's move on to the most head-scratching move of free agency, in my opinion, and that is Aaron Jones to Minnesota. And we can also talk about the Packers signing Josh Jacobs in this one.
Okay. I don't see why it's a head-scratcher to you in your opinion, Matt.
I just think Aaron Jones looked fantastic in the playoffs. Aaron Jones was producing for you, and outside of the health concerns, like every time he's been on the field, he's been a 100-yard rusher. I think there was a stat about that, or not every time he was on the field, but like almost every game he was a 100-yard rusher, and he helps Jordan Love. Good pass protector. Like I personally think that he was good for that team. I understand Jacobs fits the timeline more.
Yeah, a younger running back too compared to Aaron Jones.
But I mean, I personally liked Aaron Jones.
Yeah, me too as well. But I understand. Excuse me, them Green Bay trying to get younger at the RB position.
I also don't understand it is a 1-year deal for Minnesota bringing in Aaron Jones, but I would just let Tyson Chandler develop.
Ty Chandler.
Ty Chandler. I don't know why I said Tyson.
I don't see the ceiling. To me, the ceiling of a Ty Chandler is not really at RB1 level, every down back level, in my opinion.
But they're not going to be good.
The spots,
you might as well try to play him.
No, but in the spots he was in last year, he looked decent. He looked solid. But at the same time, I don't see him being your every down running back on a winning team in the future.
But what about because Aaron Jones and the Minnesota Vikings, they're not going to be good this year.
We don't know that.
Who's going to be their quarterback? If it's a rookie or if it's Sam Darnold, they're not going to be good. So why bring in Aaron Jones when you could try to see what you have in Ty Chandler and develop him?
Okay,
that's what I think. That's what I mean. Unless they trade for Justin Fields,
that's not happening. But shoot. Do you want to talk about Justin Fields? Get that out the way. I
mean, we could bring it up quickly, but they're gonna go Caleb Williams. Can we agree?
Yeah, we know that, but just why are teams not looking to trade for him?
I think that maybe the Bears don't have any leverage because they're like,
No.
you're going to either take Caleb Williams or you're going to be stuck with not stuck with Justin Fields in a negative context or negative like connotation, but you obviously want to take your guy with the number 1 pick. And to have Justin Fields like just being on your bench when you could get stuff for him isn't necessarily the best leverage to have. So I think one, GMs don't want to give up a lot. And secondly, I think that how many jobs are available?
There's Denver, but I don't think they're gonna trade for him.
No, Denver. I think actually wants to like try to draft and develop a rebuild because I think they're done trying to trade for a quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think Denver.
I thought the Giants they could have a shot, but they just got Drew Lock, so that I don't think that's likely.
I think Giants might draft a quarterback.
I don't. Maybe. To me personally, no. I don't see them doing that, but there's a chance.
Fair.
I just don't see any team right now where he could have a chance at starting, or could be the outright starter.
I think Minnesota. That's why I said Minnesota. I would take him over a rookie, and I would take him over.
But at the same time, with his current contract, you have to accept his 5th-year option, and then again you have to pay for him long term. Which, by the way, you'd probably have to give up at best a 2nd-round pick just to get Justin Fields, and you gotta pay him long term, and for a quarterback where I understand the like Luke Getsy, them not having the offensive line, the exact quality of weapons around him for him to succeed. But at the same time, Justin Fields has been in the league for 3 seasons, and at best, he's been an average to mediocre quarterback. And I just don't see the risk of teams throughout the league taking on Justin Fields, right, as of right now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, I wasn't high on Justin Fields to begin with.
No, I know.
That was like one of the first pods too.
Yeah, that whole Justin Fields saga, man. I believed in my boy. I thought he was gonna take the lead.
Don't worry, I was the same way with Kenny Pickett over the summer.
That's even fucking worse.
It is.
Jesus.
But I wasn't. I was gassing him up too.
I don't know what he saw. Kenny Pickett.
I saw that
there.
4th quarter Matt voodoo.
Jesus,
I saw that
bro.
Ravens game and didn't know what to think.
Oh my God, Kenny Pickett. No.
But let's move on to the next running back.
Yeah, let's do it. Tony Pollard to Tennessee, 3-year, $24 million deal. I'm not a big fan of it, although just outright say it.
I'm not a huge fan.
I'm really not. I understand they're with Brian Callahan, their new head coach, them being more pass heavy. Obviously, he's gonna utilize Powell's ability to catch into open space and be a receiving threat, which that's his best trait. But with the current Titans depth chart right now, running back, him being the lead RB in that unit, I just don't see it, especially when you have Tajay Spears, who he also showed ability to catch out the backfield too as well.
Yeah, I would have tried to see what I could get of Tajay Spears over Tony Pollard in a sense, because Tajay's only 22. I don't necessarily think he's an every down back.
No, Pollard's not.
I don't think either of them are
they're not.
An
they're
every
both
down
not.
back. But I mean, Pollard was in one of the best situations last year, and kind of underperformed, and I don't really like him. I don't really think he fits well into the scheme, and the timeline just isn't there. And I think he's going to be probably close to his 30s by the time the contract is up.
Yeah, like near 30, yes.
Near 30, which in the running back world sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks for how they get treated and stuff, but they be breaking down.
I don't like it. I really don't. I give it like C grade. It's like average.
Yeah. C, well said. That's like
C.
It's a move I saw and I didn't even break to the group chat.
C, maybe even C minus in my opinion. I didn't like it. Another move I also didn't like. no offense to this person, but DeAndre Swift to Chicago.
Do they still have Khalil Herbert?
Yeah.
I was thinking about my fantasy team with this one.
Fantasy team. Bro, man.
I was like, is he getting like the whole workload?
Oh,
The Detroit days?
Like DeAndre Swift?
Yeah.
It's going to be a split backfield with him and Roshan.
Oh, Roshan Johnson.
Yeah, he's also there, too.
True. Who else was there? No, I'm thinking of the wrong guy. I was thinking of Foreman.
Yeah, I know he's a free agent for sure.
Yeah. But this move was like, I do like what he could potentially be next to Caleb Williams if he can be like himself, or not himself, but what he was in the first or second year at Detroit. But like, it's another like C move, in my opinion.
I understand he got over 1,000 yards last year with Philly, but again, he showed the same problems on tape like he had with Detroit, just ignoring the open space within the old lineman, with the snaps he got, not going for the easier plays again within those open holes. The biggest issue with DeAndre Swift I've had over the past years, ever since he's been in the league, was his ball carrier vision and how poor it's been. But I mean, him as an athlete, he's a great athlete, right? And we saw that during his time in Georgia, obviously in college. But like I said, the ball carrier vision has been the big Achilles here with his game. And even with him being in a much more favorable situation with Philly and having way more weapons for him to succeed in, for him to put up mediocre production for what he had, and Chicago also giving him the money as their RB1, I just don't see it. He's not an RB1 caliber back.
Do I think he's an RB1 caliber back?
I don't see it, no.
He's like, is Najee an RB1 caliber back? Because I'd take him over Najee.
I don't think so, no.
Najee's not. I'm trying to think.
Even with Najee, it'd be like a low one, like near the bottom.
DeAndre, if he's RB1,
like both.
Yeah, I think he's low RB1, but like, I don't think he was necessarily bad with the Eagles last year. Like, I don't think it was the great year that a lot of people expected, in a sense, from him coming from the Lions, where he did look good. But
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They're paying him $8 million a year.
That's the same
to be their
RB1,
and I just think that doesn't equate to his production, which is average.
But $8 million a year. I mean, Derrick Henry's only making $1 more million a year. That's kind of crazy. Yeah,
I understand, but you got to factor in Derrick Henry's age at this point.
True.
He's near 30.
True. And DeAndre Swift is what, 25?
Yeah, he's 25.
25. I mean, DeAndre Swift was good when he got touches. Brian Johnson was just not a good OC.
I don't see. Okay, I
he
understand.
Was good. He was good. He could have been better. I agree.
I understand Brian Johnson wasn't a good OC, but they had to stick to Kenneth Gainwell for the running back touches.
True.
They had to over rely on Hurts to run the ball consistently.
Hurts
to game,
took a
even with his injuries.
Back rushing.
No, I'm saying, but even then, they had to rely on Hurts' legs consistently, and you know why? Because DeAndre Swift is not that great of a running back.
Okay, but what about like the Seattle game? The Seattle game, they literally walked him down the first drive running the ball, and then they completely abandoned the ball. Same thing in the Chiefs game. Or not Chiefs game, they didn't start that way, but they had most of their success doing that. But Brian Johnson, like, it was just predictable play calling, because every first down it was an RPO between a screen pass to the wide receivers or just an inside handoff. And, like, I feel like it was schemed really poorly. Do I think Swift could have done better with the offensive line? I do agree, yes. I agree, yes. I think there's a lot. I think he's very upgradable, but I think he has, like, RB1 upside in a sense.
Okay.
Mid RB1 upside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, last one on here that I put down. Austin Eckler to Washington on a 2-year, $11.43 million deal. I don't like this.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Hey, and you said Austin Eckler was top 10 heading into the year. You said that. We got you on tape. We got you on camera saying that.
The fantasy football numbers got me.
Brother, bro, did you not watch the games? And the Chargers, they've been on many primetime games.
He was just a touchdown merchant. Touchdown merchant got me. Does touchdown merchant get Jalen Hurts? People get
10. What do you mean by that? He's still a top 5 when he's healthy. He's still a top 5 dual threat.
Dual threat for sure.
Or near that. He's one of the best rushing quarterbacks in the entire
league.
Yeah.
But I'm saying,
I can't say that for Austin Eckler.
What is he without the tush push?
Still a very good rushing quarterback.
I'm fine.
No, okay, I understand, but damn. Yeah. I mean, we'll keep heated.
But Austin Eckler, like,
if he's their lead back, then that's very bad.
You have the Chargers replacement for him on here. Gus Edwards. Yeah. I think Gus Edwards is. Is he better than Austin Eckler? He's better. I was about to say he's better on the goal line, but that's like Austin Eckler.
I take Austin Eckler just off his receiving ability alone, but
Austin Eckler had a really bad year last year.
No, the burst, which it wasn't even that much. It's gone. It's gone. Even then, bro, it's gone. Like the burst is gone.
The clip against the Packers.
That went viral. Yeah, like that. That's in a nutshell of like his burst being completely gone.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to get into all the other major signings?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, I'll start us off. Patrick Queen to Pittsburgh. 3-year, $41 million. What do you think?
For Baltimore, it's not that big of a loss. Oh, I said Patrick. Oh, no, okay, I mixed him. Okay, I was blanking on it for a second. I thought I put in Roquan Smith there. My fault. That was me. I was blanking for a second. But, yeah, Patrick Queen. Again, for Baltimore, not that big of a loss. You still got Roquan Smith. And also, I'm a really big fan of Trenton Simpson, their backup linebacker, very young. I think they're going to put him in that starting linebacker role alongside of Roquan Smith, and he's going to thrive in that role. So for Baltimore, they're going to be completely fine in that position. For Pittsburgh, it's solid. It's not the same. Well, you can compare the situation to Tremaine Edmonds when he got paid to Chicago a year before,
right,
because the partnership between him and Matt Milano, he benefited off of Milano a lot because of Milano's greatness as a linebacker in this league, along with Patrick Queen benefiting off of Roquan Smith being as great as he is. But for Patrick Queen, I still think he could be a solid starting linebacker in this league and be the main guy with their linebacking core. So I thought that was a good move for them.
Yeah, I actually like the move for Pittsburgh. I think that Roquan Smith being only 24, I do think, yes, he has benefited from playing with probably the second best linebacker in the NFL. I think that's going to benefit anybody. But I think him in a Mike Tomlin defense, he showed really good flashes last year. I like the move. And compared to Tremaine Edmonds, where Tremaine Edmonds was getting like $18 million or $16 million a year, this is not that bad of a contract.
No, it's not.
It's like $13 million a year.
Yeah, 13, 14 million around there.
Yeah. So I don't mind it at all. I like the move for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have the Jaguars signing Gabe Davis from the Buffalo Bills. 3-year, $39 million. It could go up to $50 million with incentives and bonuses, and 24 of it is guaranteed.
Yeah, this is one of the most hated free agent signings, in my opinion. I do not like this at all. I understand the money. It's not that massive, so they can move on from this if it doesn't work out. But at the same time, for their wide receiving core and the offense in general, I just don't see him fitting as well.
Yeah. Gabe
Davis last year, he was really bad. He got outplayed so bad that an unproven Khalil Shakir outplayed him by a mile down the stretch. There were games where Davis was non-existent, getting like two, 3 targets a game and no receptions at all. I just don't see it with their offense. Jacksonville's Christian Kirk, Gabe Davis, Zay Jones still around. And even if they get Calvin Ridley, just it doesn't mesh.
No,
who's
the pieces
the
don't work
who's the
together.
true alpha within that receiving core? Out of those names I mentioned, nobody.
Kirk
Christian,
should be.
he's not a consistent outside threat as a receiver. I just don't see that.
No, he's not a wide receiver one.
He's
but
very solid in the
alpha
slot,
of the
but
room.
as the alpha, like I don't. It's not a good. It's not a good fit.
No, it's not. It's not. They have like 3 guys who all kind of play the same way.
Yeah, and I understand that Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, they love to spread the ball out with their targets. It's an everybody eats offense, really. Like every single target gets a little bit of touches, game in, game out. But at the same time, you have to have within your receiving core a consistent alpha who can get open consistently and catch the ball consistently. It doesn't matter who's on him. It doesn't matter the coverage. You need an alpha to do that. And in Jacksonville, they don't have it at all.
They got Evan Ingram. Calm down.
Hell, nah. I don't like Ingram too. Nah.
I do like Ingram as well.
Nah.
He works well with Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
But next move, Darnell Mooney going from the Bears to the Falcons on a 3-year and $39 million deal as well. But this one is $26 million guaranteed.
Yeah. I like the move as a third receiving option within that offense. Atlanta, they need more explosiveness on the outside and a capable route runner, and I think Mooney can be that guy. Even though he had a couple bad seasons in Chicago, I like the move still. Him over Van Jefferson, it's a massive upgrade.
Yeah, him over Van Jefferson is better, but he's like a low end wide receiver 2 to me.
Okay.
That at least that's what I think. But I think in a Falcons offense, if you can unlock Kyle Pitts, and if Bijan develops the way that he's looking like he's going to develop,
with less attention on him as well, with the main options.
Exactly. Then I think like having a lower wide receiver 2 doesn't matter as much, especially if Drake London can develop into like a top whatever wide receiver in the league. But good move. 26 guaranteed isn't the worst thing in the world, and at the worst case, he turns into a good wide receiver 3 for you.
Oh, this just came in my phone.
What?
Patrick Mahomes has agreed to a new deal that creates about $22 million cap space. League's in trouble. The 3-piece on, man. Can't wait.
Who are you bringing in? Tee Higgins
I can't
now?
wait.
Hopefully you sign L'Jarius Sneed.
I don't think that's possible, but I'd love to get Hollywood Brown from the Cardinals. If that's possible. I like that. As the burner, I like that a lot.
He has the same problem. He has drop problems though. He got drop problems, and that Chiefs wide receiver coach don't be fixing y'all.
Connor Embry.
Rasheed is gonna develop though. Rasheed's gonna develop, so.
Yeah, but like right now, Rasheed, an issue is that he's not the most defined of a route runner, which that's always been the thing with him coming out of SMU.
You also
got. I love them in regardless.
How many more years do you got of Travis Kelce? I know you don't want to think about that, but
hopefully with more receiving options, we can have 2. We can have 2 of good production. So that's what I'm hoping for.
You could draft one. You could see what you
draft a tight end.
Draft a tight end or a wide receiver.
Wide receiver. I know on this draft we're getting a Donnie Mitchell. It's gonna be great. Or Lyle McConkey. I love either one of those 2.
I couldn't tell you either of those players. But I don't be watching a college game.
Learn to call it, bro. Hey, college football this year was a banger, man. I was tuned in. I was locked in, bro. I'm always locked into the draft, but this year was different.
I can't say I was. You know I wasn't.
I know. You gotta put some more respect on the college game, for real.
College game just doesn't.
Like college,
I watched the national championship.
That's not enough, brother. You gotta be in the trenches.
No, I watched. No, the one game I did watch was insane. It was Alabama and Auburn.
That's not the trenches.
That was Alabama when Jada Milroe threw the touchdown
to Isaiah Bond.
I
see.
The buzzer beater.
I see, but that's not enough, man.
But that man is a running back. Can we be honest?
No, don't, dude.
I think he is. I personally think he is.
Bro,
I've watched him. I feel like I can say it because I have.
That's
watched.
disrespectful. I don't like that. No, get off my boy Milroe, man. Get off Milroe.
I don't.
Bro, get off my boy.
You think he's gonna get drafted?
What? He got one more year left.
I know. But like when he is eligible.
Oh. No.
Okay, so we agree.
But he not running back, man. Put some respect on Milroe. He not the best passer in the world, but he not running back. Although he runs a lot.
What does he resort to by instinct?
He runs a lot though.
He
does run a lot.
Some plays he be looking like he's only trying to run, like just getting outside the pocket.
Yeah, we can move on.
Okay.
But shout out Jalen Milroe, man. Let a naysayer know. That was funny. Real. But we gotta move on. Next one. The Browns keep going with the wide receivers. They acquired Jerry Jeudy from the Denver Broncos, trade away this year's 5th and 6th round picks for his services.
I don't really like the move. I think Jeudy, like, he's this high potential guy, but I just feel like no matter the circumstance, we've never really been able to see him produce in the NFL.
No, and that's mainly because of his attitude and overall work ethic.
Yeah.
Steve Smith, on Thursday Night Football, he explained to the world why Jeudy not that great of a wide receiver. He has the talent to be a great wide receiver, which we've already known for years since his days at Auburn. Not Auburn, but Alabama, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, just the overall work ethic and the fine-tuning of his game, which we see a lot with his drop issues and his overall effort.
Yeah.
That matters. And Jeudy, to be a top receiver in the NFL, you need to have that, the fine-tuning. And Jerry Jeudy, he does not have that, which in Cleveland, that's probably not going to happen, but he's going to be in a room with Amari Cooper, which he looks up to Amari Cooper. Obviously, both went to Alabama. Alabama made. So that could probably change his work ethic and effort, but I just don't see it. It's a low move. It's a low-risk move, but realistically, on the field, his production, I don't see him being a great receiver in that core.
No, that's fair. One, it's attitude. Two, it's like Deshaun Watson. I don't think Deshaun Watson's going to be the quarterback to unlock Jerry Jeudy, in a sense.
Quarterback?
Like if there's going to be a quarterback to unlock this high potential in Jerry Jeudy, I don't necessarily think it's going to be Deshaun Watson.
Man, like, a lot of people about Jerry Judy's game. Oh, if he gets the right quarterback, if he gets the right scheme, he's gonna be a beast. Bro,
no, he's not.
Throw that away. Jerry Jeudy, in order for him to be a great wide receiver, he has to work on his ethic and his overall effort. And we have not seen that with him being in the league. And he's been in the league for like 4 years now.
No, I'm not.
No, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, in order for Jerry Jeudy to be great, he has to focus on Jerry Jeudy himself.
Sure. I'm not going to argue. All right, next move. Giants acquire Brian Burns. They traded away a 2024 second and 5th round pick, and they agreed to up to a $150 million contract, which is, I think, 3 years, $87 million guaranteed. Is it 3 or 4 years?
4 years.
4 years.
My fault on that. I didn't add the years on that. On that note, my fault, Matt, my brother. Yes, it is a 4 year.
I knew it would be 3 or 4.
Oh no, 5 year.
Oh,
5 year deal.
I don't know, ball.
Apparently, me neither, because I did not put that on the notes I made.
I'll come. But what do you think about the move?
All calm indeed. A little bit of an overpay, but at the same time, the potential of Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, and now Brian Burns on that D-line, wrecking havoc in the passing game. That's fantastic on paper.
It's one of the best D-lines on paper. But the secondary still has quite a bit of questions, as well as quarterback for the Giants. But
Xavier McKinney's gone, which we'll talk about him later. I do like Deontay Banks, their young corner on the
Right.
outside. He showed a lot of flashes last year.
Right. And
But
they got
it's-
Drew Lock, so they're chilling. I'm playing. There you go.
Horse cock lock, yeah.
But shout out to the Panthers for not sending the Rams back another 2 years, another 3 years in the rebuild, for not accepting 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was horrible. That is strange. Horrible for Carolina for just the potential picks and assets they could have got for Brian Burns on an expiring deal.
No, 100%. And you were going to get 2 firsts, and now the best thing you got was a second. Granted, it is a high second since it is the Giants, but obviously not the same type of move. And it looks a lot worse now considering you don't have your own first-round pick this draft.
Yeah, absolutely. Typical Carolina disaster class, as we've expected from them over the years. Hopefully, with their new GM, with this free agency period and the draft, they could be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because my guy Bryce Young, he needs some help.
He needs some help.
I love the Panthers, man.
They didn't even bring
Love
in a
the
wide
Panthers.
receiver this offseason.
Well, we'll see. I've been wanting them to get after Tee Higgins, even Jerry Jeudy, at worst, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Jerry Jeudy won.
I thought they was gonna get Gabe Davis, jokingly, but
Nah, I didn't think it did.
that ain't happened. Jacksonville did. They're having a bad free agency period to begin with, even Jacksonville. But that's not the point. Next one, edge rusher Bryce Huff to the Philadelphia Eagles on a 3-year, $51 million deal, $34 million guaranteed.
I like it.
You feel?
I like it.
Yeah, I love this move.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this move. Great
Phil-
value.
Yeah, Philly's D-line gets younger, which they desperately needed. I did see that they were trying to trade Josh Sweat, so he's going to be like their replacement, and he was fantastic on the Jets. And the Jets and the Eagles, they run a similar, I think, 4-3 zone quite a bit. So they're going to have a similar scheme, and he's going to excel. And he brings a lot of speed to a Philly defense that likes to play speed.
That brother is quick. He can get on the outside crazy.
Yeah.
That boy is quick. And for a Philadelphia team that's lacking pop and speed on the outside, along with being on the older side, it's a great move. It's a great value move. This is one of my favorite free agency signings so far.
Mm-hmm.
So far, yeah, it's great. I'm a big Bryce Huff fan.
My favorite free agency signing's the one after this.
Okay.
I can't lie. But Bryce Huff. Oh, whoa! What's that reaction?
I saw on the nose. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but yeah,
Really?
we'll get to that. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I like the Bryce Huff move. The Eagles, outside of the Jason Kelce retirement, which they have no say in, like they can't really have anything to say.
But that was sad. That was sad as shit too. I saw that live.
You know what I'm
That
interested
boy was
to see?
breaking down crazy.
Do you think Jason Kelce, because this is what I was about to say, was that the Eagles have had a really good offseason. Do you think he's seeing this offseason and maybe second-guessing himself?
Nah, that dog, he's fucking done. That man's
That's true.
fucking done.
He's done with the tush push for sure.
He's fucking done, bro. I know that shit fucked up his back hard.
Yeah. But, I mean, bringing in a guy like Saquon, Bryce Huff, you get younger. Brought back Landon Dickerson.
He's fucking done.
Yes,
New Heights podcast, like spend time with the kids and his wife.
Who, Wyatt
called
and
a
Charlie?
What?
What is it, Wyatt and Charlie?
His
Or
wife?
The kids. His wife is Kylie, I know that.
Kylie Kelsey.
Kylie
I don't know.
Kelsey.
I know his kids' names.
I might be mixing that up with JJ Redick's kids.
You know JT Redick's kids?
No,
Bro,
it's
it's
They be talking about it on the podcast.
that's crazy.
They be
That's
saying
crazy.
their kids' names on the
You
podcast.
noticing that?
I did think that when I said that.
Bro, I listen to Numbers on the Boards, aka Through the Wire. Kenny got a kid, and I don't know Kenny's name, Kenny's kid's name. I don't know that. You know JJ Redick's kids?
JJ
You can
Redick
remember?
be saying that in this podcast.
I don't know.
Listen to, what is it? The Oracle in the Three.
Old man in the three.
The Old Man in the Three.
I've seen some clips. It's a good listen.
It's a good
It's a
listen.
very good listen.
I don't know Zach Lowe's kid's name.
Yeah.
But Zach Lowe has a kid, but he's never said the kid's name. He'd just be like, yeah, I got a son. I'm going to take him
Surprised
to
you
the
know
game
that.
this weekend.
JJ Redick is sicko, man. I just want to get that out the way. But you saw that one viral clip of him and Tyrese Halliburton chopping it up, and they was like going over like an offensive scheme that I think it was between Indiana and I think New York. It was like one of the teams, and then Tyrese Halliburton, he told him that, and then you could see like Jason Reddick's face. He like just like lit up. His eyes was like beady too. It's like super like bulky. Like he was just like they just popped up. It was just crazy. It's like, oh, bro, you knew too? Bro, that man's a sicko. Like, he know everything. He like every minute detail of like the game of basketball, he knows.
Oh yeah. No, he be studying in the game for sure. Yeah. Tyrese is like a consultant on the show, or like he be hopping on like quite a bit.
Nah, I ain't know that part.
He be hopping on like every.
That man Tyrese be moving around. He be moving. I like that though.
He's boys with Through the Wire too.
Yeah.
Numbers on the boy.
And he used to be like in 2K videos with like Dom2K, a popular YouTuber for 2K on YouTube.
He was on Pat McAfee too.
Again. Yeah, that boy be around, man. That boy be around.
Did you see the clip where they kind of realized that he I'm blanking again.
Like his voice changes. Yeah,
yes.
I saw that clip. I was like, yeah, bro, because it was like very sudden too.
Yeah.
And like he didn't realize it till Pat McAfee and his boys. They noticed.
Yeah, but he says that happens a lot, which makes sense.
That's true. I love Tyrese.
I feel like I've heard it in some interviews.
I love Tyrese, though. That's my guy.
Facts.
But NFL, we got just next one. Christian Wilkins to Las Vegas on a massive deal, 4-year, $110 million. $84.75 million guaranteed.
Yeah, I understand it's a big contract. I do understand it's a big contract, but I personally like the move. I think that you finally give Max Crosby some help on that defensive line. I think that they have one of the best defensive lines now in the league. If Tyrell Williams, I think it's Tyrell Williams, right? The rookie from last year can develop. Tyree Wilson, thank you. Can develop. Yeah, you're right. Tyree Wilson can develop into what you want him to be on the edge. And then you buy into your coach, right? Antonio Pierce is this defensive guy. We're going to invest into him. The defense looked great last year. And maybe we'll go young with quarterbacks so that this contract doesn't hinder us. And so, obviously, they brought in Minshew. Minshew's not going to affect this money at all. And I personally just like the move. I think he's a really good player.
Okay, from a fit perspective, I really like it. Pairing him alongside Max Crosby on that D-line, giving him more room to work with Max Crosby. That's great. That's great because Max Crosby for years now, like the help has been very lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
And you add a premier defensive tackle like Wilkins, pay him alongside Max Crosby, and if Tyree Wilson can develop into being a solid pass rusher in this league, I like it. I really like the move. But again, from a contract perspective, the amount of money they're giving him, which I like Wilkins as a player, he's still one of the premier defensive tackles in this league. But there are way too many games where you don't hear his name called, and you don't see the impact that you expect a guy like him of his caliber to have on the field. He disappears too much.
But he's a big game player. That's it. Maybe not against the Chiefs O-line, because Chiefs O-line in the playoffs doesn't get a holding call called against them.
Yeah, right. But I know. But compared to, like, again, this is a very high ceiling. But at the same time, even a Chris Jones.
Well,
do you see him making the big plays consistently?
Well, Chris Jones is the second best defensive tackle in the league.
I understand that, but at the same time, even Dexter Lawrence.
He's probably the third or fourth best.
No, yeah, but we're talking about premier defensive tackles in the NFL.
But I think playing alongside Max Crosby not going to help him, because he was good when Phillips was there for the Dolphins, and when Bradley Chubb was all right.
But Van Ginkel as well.
Van Ginkel as well. But when he was not seeing double teams and stuff, he was somewhat effective, especially in the earlier part of the season when the Dolphins got off to that hot start. But he's never played with a guy like Max Crosby, and Max Crosby's never played with a guy like him.
Okay.
And to get like Max Crosby more one-on-ones or Christian Wilkins more one-on-ones, and for the Raiders to be able to defend the run now with him and Robert Spillane in the linebacking core. Like, I like it, and it shows that you're buying into your coach.
Okay.
And your best player.
Okay.
And your best player. But
all right.
Next move, you want to get into it?
Yeah, we doing double for this one. The Panthers, they beef up their O-line. One, getting Robert Hunt on a 5-year, $100 million deal, $63 million guaranteed, and getting another guard and Damian Lewis from Seattle on a 4-year, $53 million deal, $26 million guaranteed.
I like getting protection for your young QB. I like it. I can't say. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know the players too well, so I don't know like how well they're gonna turn out contract wise. But I just like the idea of buying into protecting your quarterback who has injury concerns with his size.
I respect the honesty, man.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie on the show.
But for both Hunt and Lewis, they specify in the passing game. That's both their strong suit.
Okay, bet.
And when you're trying to build for the future quarterback in Bryce Young, especially with his size being very undersized compared to the average quarterback at 6'0". Yeah, 6 foot, excuse me. 6'0". And what we saw last year in his rookie season, he was getting his ass beat. They was jumping, my man. You saw the clip versus the Saints, right? Yeah. Where he got a train ran on him.
Yeah.
Excuse my language, but that's basically what happened. He got his shit kicked in.
And nobody helped him off.
No. Bro, it's like a cartoon. It's like that one Family Guy clip where like Stewie got the ball and then all the other opposing players they was like ran up on him.
Yeah.
So that was the equivalent of like what happened with that play. But again, getting both Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis, two very solid guards, beefing up their interior O-line, and for, again, like a guy like Bryce Young, who is very small and undersized, you want the middle of the pocket to be less muddied, and for Bryce Young to have more of a vision, clear vision, to seize open targets, make his progressions easier, and complete passes easier as well.
Yeah.
So I like the move for Carolina as well. Is it a bit overpaid? Yes, especially for Robert Hunt. I wouldn't really give him $100 million, but at the same time, you got your rookie quarterback. You need to put protection around him to succeed, and this is what you do.
This is what you do.
Yeah, you get what you get. You get the guys that can protect your quarterback.
But like from a team building aspect, I'd rather do this than overpay for like you said, a Gabe Davis or something, or a Darnell Mooney, make him your wide receiver one. I'd rather build the O-line, get him some protection, make it so that he can actually have the time to make reads and develop instead of just chaotic pressure. I would much rather that than just spending the money on some skill positions.
And also for the possibility of running the ball, being a more run-based team.
Exactly. Which I would upgrade from running back if I were them.
Chuba Hubbard not the guy?
Nah, Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, I could possibly see them get another running back in the draft, which I wouldn't be mad at all. Miles Sanders was horrible last year, so he's not the long-term fit at all for this team.
No.
But again, great move for Carolina.
Great move for Carolina.
Yeah, great moves. Plural. Great moves.
Next move, Chidobe Awuzie to the Dolphins. To the Titans.
Damn. You fucked up that product.
I got the Danny reading, huh?
We got the Danny reading. Well, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful, but I like that, though. That was funny.
But 3 years, 36 mil, 24 mil guaranteed.
Yeah, very solid move. Tennessee secondary core has been lacking for years now, and for Awuzie, very dependable corner for the Bengals for years, along with the Cowboys as well. I like it. I like the value too. Yeah, nothing else to say.
It's a cool move. I'm not like over the moon for it.
No.
It's like C plus B minus.
Yeah,
C plus B minus. I think.
They also got Sean Murphy Bunting too, so
I like that move
to get
well.
two starting caliber corners. That's great for them in the long term.
Who's their head coach now? I'm blanking.
Brian Callahan.
Oh, it is Brian Callahan.
Who was the offensive coordinator for Cincinnati.
Yeah, I like the move. I kind of like Will Levis.
I like him too. I do like the move to get Lloyd Cushenberry from the Broncos as well.
I do as well.
Yeah.
He was a very good offensive lineman last year.
Okay. At center, I like that. I like it a lot because that. Other than Peter Skoronski, there wasn't a single Tennessee lineman I was high on last year because that was a horrible unit, both pass and run.
Yeah.
That was a horrible unit, the horrendous unit. But moving on to the next player, a trade with Detroit. They acquired corner Carlton Davis from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They trade away their third-round pick for this year for Tampa Bay's 24 and 25 sixth-round picks.
Good trade for the Lions. I'm actually not a huge Carlton Davis fan.
Me neither.
Yeah, but I do like getting the pick. I think you get like a corner who could be a wide receiver, not a wide receiver, a corner 2 or a corner 3, and a third, and you give up 2 sixths. I don't think that's bad.
Yeah, if Carlton Davis heading into August is their corner 1, then I'd be very
upset.
Really, upset and mad about this trade because I don't think his value is a third-round pick in my opinion at all. But as a corner 2, I like it.
Wait. They traded the third-round pick?
They traded the third-rounder.
And then they got Carlton Davis in 2 sixths?
Yes.
Oh, I don't like that trade.
You don't?
I don't like that trade.
Damn.
I don't like Carl. I was lower on Carlton Davis before, like a lot of people. I think him and Jamel Dean I haven't really been high on.
Okay. As a corner 2, yes, I like it. I like him in that spot there.
Corner 2.
But as a corner who would line up against the opposing team's best receiver, that's
we saw what CD did to him.
We're good. A lot of corner. Not a lot of corners. A lot of receivers have done that to Carlton Davis in the past.
When we were talking about Jerry Jeudy, the Broncos and the Raiders needed wide receivers in the draft.
In the Raiders?
The Broncos and the Raiders. And they ended up taking Henry Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy while CD was still on the board.
Yeah. I mean, at the time, I had Jerry Jeudy as my wide receiver 1.
I did as well.
But I had Jeudy. I had Jeudy 1, CD 2.
Nice.
Jettis 3. Ruggs 4, and then I didn't like Jalen Reagor at all. I was more of a Tee Higgins guy at wide receiver 5.
Nice.
Those were my top 5 receivers.
Nice.
Yeah, I did not. I understand the Jalen Reagor pick at all in the first round.
Yeah, that was a bit of a head scratcher for sure.
No, like if you saw him at TCU and you looked at his tape, you could clearly see that he wasn't a dependable wide receiver 1.
TCU just don't be producing the wide receivers.
Josh Dotson, Josh Dotson,
Quentin Johnson,
and then Quentin Johnson as well. It's not a good track record at all. Very suspect. So I don't know what's going on with that program, but yeah, do not get a wide receiver from TCU at all. It's a bad move.
Yeah, there's some colleges that are like that where you just can't draft positions from there.
Man,
there used to be the myth about Ohio State and quarterback.
Yeah, but even then, if you saw C.J. Stroud in college at OSU, then you could clearly tell that he was going to be a solid quarterback in the league.
Class. C.J. Stroud was elite.
Now, at the trajectory he's currently at right now, I don't know about that, but you knew he was going to be a solid quarterback.
I can't lie, the QB test had me thinking C.J. Stroud wasn't going to be it.
You don't know ball.
I thought the test.
What's that? The Q2
Twitter
test?
got in my mind.
Oh my God.
Twitter got in my head.
Look at this guy right here. A test you never heard about previously. That was the main factor to decide your opinion on C.J. Stroud.
100%.
And be like, yeah, that's not my guy. On a BS test no one knew about.
That's how I have to grade college quarterbacks. Since I watch.
That's stupid. That like the Q2 test and the Wonderlic test, those are stupid as like tests, bro, for quarterbacks.
I heard a ton of quarterbacks didn't do it this year, which is probably
good. The Wonderlic test, yeah, good. That's stupid.
Yeah, especially after CJ Stroud, I would be like, why would I take this test?
To go off CJ Stroud and his quote, man, they're not test takers. They play football. Yeah, they're stupid. Don't take that test.
Ryan Tannehill
Ryan Fitzpatrick
went to Harvard. Thank you.
When he was a backup quarterback. Now I love Ryan Fitzpatrick. but at the same time,
Yeah.
backup, career
he had
backup.
some Fitzmagic weeks.
Again, career backup.
Career
I love
backup.
I love
Correct.
Fitzmagic
Correct.
too. I love
Correct.
Fitzmagic too, but again, career backup. All right, we got 3 more, then we're out of here. All right, first one, the Vikings. They get edge rusher Jonathan Grenard from Houston on a 4-year, $76 million deal, $24 million guaranteed.
I like it because of the contract. I think only $24 million guaranteed is really good, and I think he was very productive last year with the Texans. So I think maybe he'll have a lot of looks or play set up for him depending on what happens with Danielle Hunter. But I like the move for the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm not as big of a fan if it is the Danielle Hunter replacement, which it most likely will be. I don't think they're gonna re-sign him. For him to be their out and out premier edge rusher on that side of the ball, I'm not as big of a fan as other people would be.
He's not a premier passer.
No, he's not at all. And even with his career year last year, Will Anderson had the attention as well on that D line. So it's compared to Minnesota. Now I understand Brian Flores with his scheme and him having these very exotic blitz concepts, which has rushers open consistently when they're blitzing.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if Jonathan Grenard is going to be your main out and out pass rusher, I just don't see that being a great fit. Now, again, Matt, like you said, the contract is very beneficial for Minnesota, so it's not that big of a deal in the long term. But I just don't see him living up to being even a very good edge rusher, like a low end edge rusher one.
Oh yeah. He's not gonna live up to that, but he'll be in the Brian Flores defensive scheme, so that'll help him out. And it's a long-term contract. I see this as a rebuilding year for the Vikings, so it's like I don't know if it's front-loaded or not, but either way, it doesn't matter too much, and you'll have time to get your true defensive end one by the time he ages. But let's get into my team.
Yeah, the Rams.
Jonah Jackson. What you think? How are we cooking?
Yeah, y'all cooking.
We cooking. I agree.
Yeah.
Our guard positions are borderline
It's
elite
nasty. Now. The interior O-line for the Rams right now is nasty, especially with their new run scheme heading into a gap run offense.
Yeah.
Jonah Jackson, Kevin Dotson, and then Steve Avila, who's going to be moved towards center.
Plus, you got Rob Havenstein still in right tackle.
I like that. I really like that. I really like that on paper. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And with the Rams wanting to bank on the run with Kyron Williams, it's a great fit.
I'm smiling. Les Snead has to go down as a top 3 GM. Him, Howie Roseman, and your boy.
Beach with the V. Vici, my man. My main man.
Probably
I need a wide receiver. I need a wide receiver in this offseason for sure. We gotta get that
maybe not him. Maybe he just. I mean, he did get Mahomes, but like, did he get Mahomes? Was it him?
But yeah, he was a big like key.
It's hard.
He wasn't the GM. That was John Dorsey, but
because it's hard to
he had a big decision in that move.
It's hard to not win championships with Mahomes, and like, in a sense. But like
it's hard to not win with the supporting cast. And Veach, he built that defensive unit mainly through the draft too as well.
Yeah,
you gotta give him his props.
No, I agree.
Andrew Berry's not that far from that.
Andrew Berry, yeah.
From that spot.
The only thing that's holding him back is the Watson trade.
Oh yeah.
Outside of that, there's not a lot of bad moves.
The way the Browns roster as it's constructed, the depth is great. That's fantastic, and I think that was an overlooked aspect of their season last year. Just the amount of depth they had throughout the year, just unproven guys coming in like a Ronnie Hickman too, and Alex Wright on the edge. Just young rookies, young players stepping up when needed. Which Cleveland, they had a shit ton of injuries throughout the year as well. That's on Andrew Berry as a talent evaluator, and him picking the guys that could benefit this roster in the draft.
Yeah. You could also say the Lions GM as well. Who I'm blanking on there. I think it's actually a female.
Nah, it's a dude. It's
Wait, are there owners
African
a female?
American. Yeah, it's part of Ford family.
Fair. Let's look. General manager.
Brad Holmes.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah,
Oops.
Brad Holmes.
Brad Holmes. Damn, I was way off.
All right. Last one.
Texans GM isn't bad either.
Nick Casario.
Yeah.
Nick Casario. But last one. Packers signed safety Xavier McKinney on a 4-year, $68 million deal.
I don't like this.
You
I
don't?
like this. I personally am not huge on Xavier McKinney.
One of the best safeties in the entire league. You're not high on him?
I don't think he's one of the
Come
best.
on. I mean, I get it. It's a little bit of an overpay, but at the same time, Packers, they need safety help over the top. Xavier McKinney, he fits in that slot easily. It's a very good move for them.
Would you rather have him or C.J. Gardner-Johnson?
McKinney.
No. Really?
Gardner-Johnson's just name value at this point.
No, I don't think so. He was good. He was not good last year. He was not good last year. I don't know. Like Xavier McKinney.
He's a very good safety.
I don't know. I'm just not as high on him. I also think he's going to a much worse defensive scheme.
I understand, but they got a new defensive coordinator. They went away from Joe Barry.
Did they? I thought they were keeping him.
No, they fired him.
Who did they bring in?
I think Boston College's head coach. I'm blanking on his name.
Oh, fair.
Yeah,
fair. But I don't know. I'm just not as high as him on him. Which, I don't know. I think like
one of the best safeties in the league. Dependable safety and pass coverage. I like it.
One of the best safeties in the league. Where are you putting him? Like top 10? I'm not putting him top 10.
I think like 15-ish. In like the mid-teens range.
I can get around to. But then like, I don't know. I feel like Packers should be trying to win. Top 15-ish safety.
And then you get a very dependable safety in McKinney. I like it.
I just think there's upgrades. I think there's upgrades. I think the honey.
I think McKinney's better than Matthew.
I do too. What about Jamal Adams?
I'd take McKinney.
I'd take a flyer on Jamal Adams, I think.
No.
I'd take a flyer on Jamal Adams, I think.
Oh my God, no.
Is that where we're in the pod though? Talking about who's on who?
Yeah.
Pause, but like who's on Xavier McKinney?
Nah. We'll wrap it up from here, man. We'll wrap it up from here.
You gonna get us out of here?
Yeah, I can.
But
this is a long ass episode.
It's NFL free agency.
It is though. But it's been long, and my ass is hurting right now sitting on this chair.
Damn.
They gotta get coverings for these seats, man. For real. Like you can't do this for the long haul. I'm sorry, bro. Seth's just smiling.
Producers laughing.
He's smiling in the background. Bro, my ass hurts. I had to say it. Bro. Like whenever we go like an hour and 30 over, like bro, it's like my ass is starting to hurt. I just got to say it.
It builds up.
It does.
It builds up. It's starting to hurt over here too.
That's what I'm saying. But but let me wrap it up. Hey, if you guys, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. If you guys are here, watch to the whole thing. Thank y'all so much. We appreciate love and support. Make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms, IG, TikTok, and YouTube, all with the handle at Lunch Debates. Just drop a quick follow and subscribe. We post daily there with podcast clips and daily highlights from the sports world. So it's a great view. Please check that out. And yeah, man, you got anything else to say, Matt?
Nah, I think you said that well. I think if you made it this far in the video, comment cushions. So we know that you care about us.
Please, because it's I need an icy hot, man.
Oh.
I need an icy hot. I don't know if it works for the ass.
See, those chairs, well, maybe we have to swap it for those chairs.
Low key, I think that'd be better.
Not a bad idea.
But we gotta stop talking about like my ass and asses in general.
All right,
we gotta move on.
Yeah.
Later.
Peace.
Oh man.